Alright, time now is 8:44 a.m. on September 24th. Yeah, slept from 11:15 to like 8:25. Yeah, that is the latest I've slept so far. But I don't look forward to sleeping later and later. I love the idea of waking up and it's still black outside. So I'm gonna try to go to bed earlier tonight. After dinner tonight, I'm just gonna directly brush my teeth and go to bed, which is probably gonna be around 10:30ish, anyways. But yeah, feeling fine. I feel fine. Yesterday was not that productive. I was really like dead sleepy at the end, and didn't watch any anime. I probably should though. Actually, I have time to watch anime this morning, so that's that. But essentially, at around 2 p.m., I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna meet up with Zara, Miriam, and this other random person, probably a guy, and we'll go to Ocean Park together. I thought we're gonna go there super early, like around 10. And even so, that wouldn't be an issue for me. Like, I can just wake up and shit, But yeah, went there and yeah, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna need to pack up. I'm gonna need to be well prepared. I'm gonna have to bring another set of clothes, a small towel perhaps, a water bottle perhaps. I don't know. And then I need to immediately get home and change up and change to newer, better clothes, and then go to Central to have dinner. So today's actually quite eventful, so I'm looking forward to it. And then that's pretty much it. I don't have much else to talk about really. It's been bland. I don't know, still waiting on the new job, still waiting on new apartment, still waiting on the composer to compose music. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, just not much to discuss really. Not much to discuss. And then very soon I'll be editing the doc with Tova, so I gotta connect with her a little bit. And yeah, nothing else. Nothing else. I'm gonna shave the hair down here to look better, even though it's not gonna make much of a difference. On Thursday, I'll have a legit haircut. I don't know what sort of hair do I want, but that's for Thursday. Yeah, yay, yee, woo. I don't know what the fuck am I getting myself into right now. I'm wearing oversized Crocs, big bag, and I'm doing this water activity thing today with some friends. One thing I know is this video is sponsored by Black Midi. What am I doing? What the? Ladies and gentlemen, here I am, Ocean Park. What am I even doing here? I feel like an idiot. What the hell am I doing here?
我第一次識你游泳場，第一次識嗰個男仔啦。
有錢。
佢唔係室內嘅咩？我記得。
水上樂園點會室內？
佢有喺室內㗎，佢肯定有一大部分係室內嘅，不過我唔記得咗佢都有室內。
What the hell?
Continue today. Please open your carry-on bag to cooperate with the security check.
Bro, what is this? What have I gotten myself into? All right. Okay. Time to go. Okay. It's 6:30. I'm gonna head to Central right now. It was fun. I'm way more tired than I should be. We are once again back at Central Hong Kong. We're close. I'm so tired. Fuck. Okay. We're here. Bro. Bro, that's the wrong one. Okay. What? Okay, it's actually this one. I think. I have no idea.
Your reservation, sir?
Yeah, I'm with them.
This group?
Depends on the picture that you see, maybe
What's the
maybe because sometimes we are in one plate is two steak.
yeah.
Two kinds of two steak.
We can put it in the middle. And now put it in the middle first. In the middle.
All right, time now is 9:55 a.m. in the morning on September 25th. So yeah, I can't believe I'm back to normal time, I guess normal sleep schedule. I slept from 11:30 to 9:30. Wow. I actually woke up at around 7:30, but I somehow fell back asleep and, anyways. So I didn't talk about yesterday at all last night because I had no time at all, and also I forgot to charge my phone. And while I went onto my bed, I realized, holy shit, I forgot to charge my phone. But I'm like, okay, I gotta sleep though. I don't want to come all the way back down and then charge my phone or anything. So, okay. Anyways, let's talk quickly about yesterday and then we'll move on. So yesterday was quite interesting. I arrived. So first of all, me, Zara, Miriam went to Ocean Park to play with water. You know, the water park, that's essentially what it is. Totally didn't see that coming, but oh well. So Miriam was gonna bring a friend along, and it's a she, but that person couldn't make it. So at the end, it's just me, Zara, Miriam. I was the first person to show up, and then it's Zara, and then Miriam showed up way later. But we arrived. We went to Ocean Park MTR station, and then we had to take a shuttle bus to go to the other side of Ocean Park where the water park is and get off the bus and then line up there. And it's like I thought we had to at that point it was like 2:45-ish, and turns out our ticket is a 3:30 ticket. Like, we can only go in by 3:30 p.m. We can only go in by 3:30 p.m. and that's the reason why our tickets are so cheap. And it's because it's for a portion of the day. It's not like an all-day ticket. So it's $160 for me as an adult. For them, they have the student discount. I am a student, but not a Hong Kong student, so I don't have the discount. So we went so our ticket basically is 3:30 to 7 p.m. It's a small 3.5 hours, but we'll make the best of it. So we lined up, we went past, and then Miriam joined us, and then here we are. And it's pretty interesting because, it's been a while since I've played water activities. B, it's been a while since I don't have to wear masks in Hong Kong. It's been a long time, so it's a weird feeling. But anyways, we went into the building, and I had no idea what to expect, honestly. We didn't have sunscreen, so Miriam bought a bottle of sunscreen, and we are going to pay for it, split 3 ways. So we got the sunscreen, and I realized I don't have goggles, and then we went into the changing rooms, and that's where I started to think, oh my god, like 90% of people there are like taking off their shirts, and they're all like handsome young adults. There are girls in bikinis, and I look like an idiot. I'm wearing a black midi shirt and pants, and I look like I'm just going to the streets. I don't even have goggles. Like, I'm not prepared for this at all. And then I waited for Zara and Miriam for like 20 minutes until they come out, and they're wearing swimwear, but they're no different than like a one-piece dress. So anyways, us three, especially me, looking like an idiot. I was just walking on the streets. We went to the place, and the thing is, I wanted to film, but I can't because it's watery, and I don't want my phone to get water damage. So I actually left my phone in the bag. I wanted to bring it. I had a little plastic bag where I could just store my phone in, but Zara was like, hey, don't even trust a plastic bag. And I'm both glad and not glad that I didn't bring my phone, so I ended up not filming anything inside the park itself. So the first attraction we went to is called, I kind of forgot what it's called, but Thunder Loop, or no, Cavern Chase. And it's basically me, Zara, and Miriam, and every attraction we have to wait for like 20 minutes. But yeah, we went into this floating pad, a little floating platform, and it's just me, Zara, and Miriam, us three, and we went down the slide, and it goes up the water and down, and then it's pretty fun. It's not that scary, and again, I had like 0 expectations. Like, I wasn't that scared, so when my attitude itself is not that scared, the ride itself is also not that scary. I'm just enjoying it quite a bit. So we went down, and it's cool, and all my pants is already wet, and I'm low-key glad that I didn't bring my phone or anything. But yeah, it's not that scary. We just swing back and forth and fall down a slope, and that was pretty nice. And the next thing we lined up for is called the Thunder Loop, and we have to go up a mountain and then wait for a while. And that one looked pretty scary, and that one actually low-key scared me because, and it's just one of those things. It's a feeling that I haven't felt before. But when you line up for a roller coaster or when you line up for a ride, and the closer you are to the thing, the more you're like, okay, is it worth it though? Should I bail? And Miriam was already like, maybe I will bail. Maybe I won't go. And Zara's like, it should be okay. So it went up, and there's an orange slide and there's a yellow slide. And both of them is individual. And you stand on top of a platform like this, and then they press a button and the platform goes, whoom, and then you just fucking fall. And it's a slide, but the first part is literally vertical. And it relies completely on gravity, on your weight. And so it's horrifying, actually. So I went in, and because Zara's one-piece dress has like golden rings, like metal rings, so it's a hazard. So Zara had to borrow my shirt. So I was actually shirtless during the ride. I actually stripped in front of Zara and Miriam. A first, you know. It's like the second time I've ever took off my shirt in front of my classmates. I did that once, I think, during Form 6 in front of the boys in the boys' bathroom, but this is like a first, for real. But anyway, it's whatever, who cares? Like, whatever, you know, what are they gonna do, stab me? So I went down the slide, I stood there, and I started to realize, okay, this is actually kind of scary. And as the platform goes, whoom, and I fell, at first I was like, and I started screaming, fuck, 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 fuck. And then I went down the slide, and at some point it's just pure black. I can't see anything, and it's just water splashing in my face, and it's just water in my eyes and nose, and I just couldn't feel anything. And then I just come out in high speed, and it's just like, oh my god, okay. And then Zara's like, oh, it's not that scary, and I'm like, yeah, it's quite scary, but it's all right. It's handleable, you know, it's handleable. After that, we decided to have like an intermission. That was about 5 p.m. ish. 4:45-ish, and we went to this swimming pool, this kiddie pool where there are little inflatable rings, inflatable donuts, and we hopped onto it and floated around. It's kind of silly. I had no say on where to go, and it's fine because I have no plans at all, you know. And then Zara wanted to wait until the waves start, so the waves started, and it was okay, you know. It was fun, it was relaxing. It was at that moment I wish I'd brought my phone because the sunset was actually quite beautiful. Though admittedly not as beautiful as the pink sky in LA. Anyways, then we went to the next attraction, which is the Rainbow Slide, which is on the other side of the map. The whole place looks really fancy. It's like a big mall. It's like a giant mall with just water slides and little shops and little restaurants at the side. And it's just this, the whole place is just a gigantic attraction, and it's actually really cool. And that's something that LA would never have. And it actually looks pretty cool. And yeah, one other thing about just structure and construction in general, and urban planning in general in Hong Kong versus LA, is that Hong Kong is so packed, and it has so many small intricacies that every square feet of land is full of something new, whereas in LA it's just so bland. So that remains true. But anyways, we went to the Rainbow Slide, and it's not scary, but for some reason right before I went down the slide, it was scary. Where this time it's my face forward, and I had to do it on a plastic mat with 2 handles. And it's like you lay flat, so if I stand still, it's not that scary. But the fact that I'm laying flat like this, in fact like this, and then I go down, that part was actually pretty scary. So we went down, and that was way faster than I thought. Like, there was a point where there's a slope, and when I looked at the slope outside, it doesn't seem that steep. But when I was falling, like, a little bit of me was like midair, you know. So it was quite crazy, and in the middle of the slide, I don't know why, but I looked to the side or something, and it stretched my back, and my back was hurting so bad. But yeah, and then the last slide we went to was basically Cavern Chase Part 2, but it's a different one and it's a slightly scarier one. We went to the very tip top of that mountain for that. It's called the Skyfall or some not the rainbow slide. It's some fall, some crazy fall or whatever. And so we went all the way up, and us three and another two strangers, a guy and a girl, a couple, but they're like older. They're like in their 30s or something. So us five, we went down a gigantic slide on an inflatable platform, and this time it was a lot more fun because it was you go down and then it's like a slope and you go up and you swing back down and then you go to another little spot and then come out, and it's fun because when it went up I was like, oh my god, like it was like crazy. And then when it slid back down, it was wild. And because there are strangers here, and that stranger was like, oh, you know, he was having fun. So in turn, we basically also had fun because he had fun. But that was quite fun, and that was a really nice way to end off. And at that point, it was 6:08 p.m. Miriam and I walked to the locker room, and she helped me open a locker. I got my clothes, we said goodbye, and then I went to take a shower. It was actually really nice. The changing rooms are actually really nice, really fancy, really luxurious feeling. They had shampoos inside as well. And it's clean. And I took a shower, changed my clothes, wiped up, left the changing room, went to a shuttle bus, went to the MTR station, took the MTR from Ocean Park to Central, went to Google Maps to search for the name of the steakhouse, went to that place, walked up, easy peasy. It's like as if I've never left Hong Kong. Like, I know this place, god damn it. I know this place. But yeah, I was wearing my dad's Crocs, and it was so large, my feet was actually hurting quite a bit. But yeah, it was fun overall. I did eventually tell Miriam about Leslie a little bit, because I realized I've never actually told her. And Zara was joking about it. Zara kept joking about it, and Miriam's like confused. So I just told Miriam all that. Oh yeah, like half a year ago, I fell in love with this girl, Chinese girl, and it didn't go well. I was gonna make it complicated, but I realized I could actually sum it up in a sentence. Fell in love with a girl, didn't go well, and it was basically mental damage by the end of the relationship. And she asked me if we kept staying friends, and I said, yeah, we promised to do that, but honestly, we're not gonna do that. And Miriam's like, yeah, you know, I like that, you know, because I don't like it when people just drag it on, you know. And I told Miriam how I confessed to her, and Miriam was actually like, oh wow, congratulations. And I said, and she actually said yes. But then for some reason she started acting weird after that, and you know, and then we had a phone call and it was really ugly, and that's it. Story ended. And I realized that even though I've never dated anyone still, like Miriam even asked, like, so did it even start? And I said, technically no. But just because I've never dated, doesn't really mean much, because that was still an experience, a hell of an experience. And I realized this, you know, albeit I feel that I am a baby and immature and I've not experienced anything, which is probably still true, but imagine if the roles are switched. Imagine if I'm Miriam and I have a friend who went to another country to study, and they probably have stories. They come back and, you know, you usually know all their stories, like you know the gist of everything she does. Like, oh, he used to be in love with Mary, this happened, that happened, Form 6, DSE, blah, 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 blah. And then he comes back out of nowhere and just sums up an entire experience in a sentence. Oh yeah, I fell in love with a girl, confessed her, blah, 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 blah. It's also like, oh wow, so you also went through something. Even though he didn't date anyone, like he didn't lose his virginity or anything stupid like that, but he went through something. Is it just me, or is my chin extremely large? He went through something, which is wild. So it's like, oh, whoa, you know, you're like a new person now. It almost gives off this feeling. So you know what? It's not that bad. But yeah, but similarly, Miriam said, oh, I don't want to care about relationships and all that stuff. Same for me. I don't want to care about relationships at this point. It's funny because I've never even dated, and at this point I'm tired of it already. But anyways, went to the steakhouse in Central. Me, my dad, my mom, my help. We were at Central, and the meal was really great. It was really great. It was like $2,016, tips included, tax included. Thank fucking God. Welcome to Hong Kong, babies. It's not as expensive as I thought it would be, but that's also because I tried not to order that much food. We had chicken empanada, which is this crispy pie thing. I thought it's like Mexican empanada, but it's different. And then we had a filet. We had octopus salad. It wasn't my idea, and salad was kind of mid because there wasn't enough flavor, and the octopus just stands out. It's really chewy. We had steak tartare. We had this cheese, molten cheese on top of bread thing, which is really good. We had some pasta. I didn't really want pasta. I was more into the side dishes, the potato au gratin, but whatever, still fine. You know, I've already eaten so much pasta in the US. Like, I need to cut that pasta down. And then we had dessert, which is flan. Flan is amazing. I love the flan. And then we had the mango cake, which was also pretty great. And then that's pretty much it. And then we went back home. And then right before I was going to take a shower, I hit my feet, my right feet, on the ledge of the shower place. And my right feet toe, the edge of the nail nearer to the body, is now bleeding. So that felt great. But overall, yesterday was solid. I had fun, and a good day. And today I'm seeing Pink. So spoke with Pink quite a bit yesterday, and Pink was like, you know, Pink told me she has, you know, something wrong with her stomach, and she can't eat anything too crazy and wild. So if we have lunch, we need to eat something plain and simple, you know. And I'm like, that's totally cool. And so last night she's like, okay, how about let's meet at 2 p.m. 2:30 p.m. at Causeway Bay, and I'm like, sure. So that's the plan. Yeah, not much else. Really, not much else. I have made 9 requests in total to the Staps app, and I hope one of them responds. But one good thing is the composer finally responded, so there's a little development. So there's that. Alright, time now is 9:03 p.m. I'm really tired. Yeah, today has been extremely unproductive. I did nothing in the morning, and then I met up with Pink. So in the morning, apparently the help got COVID. So last night, she was already feeling kind of sick. She said her bones are hurting, and she said she feels cold and her eyes feel hot. That is literally 101 symptoms of COVID, my guy. So I told her, maybe you got COVID, but hopefully not. And then turns out she did get COVID, which is kind of inconvenient. And yeah, so this morning she's wearing a mask. She's wearing a mask the whole day, but even so, she still went around the apartment. She still cooked, and I told her you don't have to, but she still did. And I don't blame her, I guess. I guess she's just being hardworking. So I honestly, despite having COVID already last November, I feel like there's totally a chance for me to get it again. So, and despite her wearing a mask and whatever, it doesn't matter. I probably got it already. So, yeah, I probably have COVID already as we speak, even though I don't feel it now. I wish I don't. I wish that's not the case. I really do. But I probably already have COVID as we speak right now. But even so, I didn't wear a mask when I went out today. I probably should, but I didn't. I don't exhibit any symptoms. Maybe I didn't get it. Maybe I don't have it. I hope I don't, because having COVID is fucking terrible. It sucks. The worst thing about getting COVID isn't even the symptoms itself, but the fact that you can't go anywhere. So I just don't want to have COVID at all. It will ruin the plans, really. Especially given that I'm meeting Natalie and Cedric a couple days later. Like, I have to fucking see them, okay? Fuck. But anyways, I saw Pink today. I was early by like 20-something minutes. As always. I'm early, for some reason. I arrived at Causeway Bay Station. It's weird that I don't have anything down here. It's weird. It's a little strange, but... Anyways, I saw Pink. We met up outside of Sogo. The same spot we met up like the last time we met, actually. And we essentially went to, once again, we went to the Hyson Place, the food court. It's always that freaking place. Even though it's a bit of an eye-roll moment, honestly, it's fine. I haven't been there in 9 months. I mean, why am I complaining? In LA, you know, I go to Carl's Jr. I go to fucking Subway. Constantly. And by constantly, I mean like once every 2 weeks or so. So, I haven't gone to the Hyson Place food court for 9 months. Might as well. So, I went there. She ordered marugame udon. Ironic, because I have marugame udon in LA. And I got myself pepper lunch, which I was sort of craving, almost. I wanted to eat Korean toast, but honestly, I'm not in the mood for eating that either. So anyways, I got pepper lunch, and then I got Sprite. I don't want to drink Coca-Cola. I feel like one of the reasons why my teeth is sort of yellowing is because of the Coca-Cola that I'm drinking. Just the amount of Coca-Cola that I'm drinking, I feel like. So I'm drinking Sprite, and then that's pretty much it. And then afterwards, we went for a walk. She started feeling a bit of uncomfortable in the stomach after eating, because lately she's been having cramps, like intestinal cramps or stomach cramps. So I went to you know, friggin' yeah, we walked around. We went to various places in Causeway Bay because she wants to go to a crane machine to pick up a doll, a cute dinosaur doll. And so we went to a bunch of malls that I've never been to, and they're all really, especially given that I haven't been back to Hong Kong in a long time. These tiny, old-school malls with very narrow hallways are so nostalgic, they're so dreamy, and it's so interesting. So I filmed a lot. At some point, we went to a mall. So the first one we went to was basically the place, the He, She, Eat place, which is right before Grand Windsor Palace. A Grand Windsor building, the Windsor building, I forgot. The next place we went to is in that small turning corner. I forgot the name, but it has a sushi restaurant in it. Itacho Sushi? So I went in and I filmed a bit, and in that place, there was a dude. I think it was the third place we went to. There was a guy who was like a security guard there who started following me. Yeah, it was definitely the third place. The guy started following me, and he was like, sir, don't film here. And I'm like, okay, I got it. And then we walked around, and that security guard started following us. And it's so fucking stupid. I don't know why. It's so stupid. So I was chill. You know, I walked slowly. I wanted to run, but also no, I have nothing to hide. He has something to hide. What the fuck did I film? Your illegal child? So he left the building, and at some point, she gave up. She honestly had thought about going to Mongkok just for the crane games, but she has to head to Quarry Bay later for her other job. So she has 3 part-times now. She teaches yoga again. She also teaches painting, like drawing, which is really random, but sure. She also does like a clinic, a vet clinic. And it's part-time for all 3, and they're all in Hong Kong Island, so she just jumps around. Like this morning, earlier today, she was at a clinic, and it was in Central. And then later, she's going to teach drawing or something in Quarry Bay. So instead, we decided to go to Sai Wan Ho, which is literally near my place, and we went to Tai On Lo to look for more crane games. And that's pretty much it. I walked back home, and it was like 4 something p.m. That's it. Very quick meet. Just like my meet with Zara and Miriam. Not really with Zara and Miriam, because a lot of us hanging around in the water park is just not a lot of talking, just a lot of playing with water. But just like my hangout with Zara, it's so easy for us to run out of topics. Like, I stopped having things to talk about when I talked with Pink. When I updated her on, you know, my situation going to USC and my situation with Leslie, which felt weird bringing up, but also Pink is like the first person I reached out when I had this issue with Leslie, honestly. So I basically told her, so I confessed, and she said yes. And Pink was actually kind of shocked. Pink was like Pink smiled. I was like, oh. And then I said, oh, it didn't work out. And Pink's like, oh. But Pink was like, I told you, I told you in the very beginning she probably doesn't even care about your feelings. Turns out it's true. So yeah, Leslie's just a person like that, I guess. And then, that's it. I thought she had issues with her boyfriend or whatever, because in the last few days, or in the last month or so, she had like this heartbreak emoji on her WhatsApp status, but I guess it has nothing to do with anything. So yeah. And then, yeah, I talked to her a little bit about my terrible Airbnb experience, and then I have nothing to talk about. I wish I had more to talk about, but not much. I talked about filmmaking and how I'm trying to look for part-time jobs, and Pink told me that instead of looking for part-time jobs, I should look for more filmmaking experience, because that's better, more beneficial for me in the long run. I felt a little bit offended by that, actually. And I don't blame her. It's just that, hell yeah, I've been looking for a lot of filmmaking experience. In fact, back in LA, I'm working my ass off. I'm hopping from set to sets, even though I'm not, really hopping from set to sets the same way Cliff and Ariel and Leslie are. But I still am trying my best. I went to one USC short to another USC short. I PA'd for a fake AFI feature film. I helped a Japanese person made an acting reel. I helped Andrew with his short. I did tons of shorts. I'm gathering experience as we speak. And also, I feel like having weird jobs in the past actually helps my filmmaking career. Like, being a math tutor would have been such an interesting thing in your resume versus having nothing but filmmaking. So yeah, and then I also talked about how, and Pink talked about how I need to learn how to tat hai, which basically means kiss ass, or literally means brush shoes, but literally means kiss ass. And Pink said, I've known you for years, and you don't seem like the kind of person who kisses ass, but you really need to learn how to do that. And I'm thinking, bro, as if Film 33 isn't enough of a lesson on how to kiss ass, because that's literally Film 33. It's all politics, it's all kissing ass, it's all game of pleasing people, and it's just, yeah, but I don't blame Pink. It's just like, I'm fucking changed, okay, or at least I think I am, because you give me a phone, put me up with a big producer guy, I'll make sure I'll sweeten that ass. Okay, I'll sweeten that ass. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm sweetening that ass. Even though I'm a real, genuine, down-to-earth guy, but I'm learning the politics, man. I'm learning the politics. But yeah, that's basically it. But now I'm at Charles. Went back home and I basically did nothing. And that's pretty much it for today. I hope I don't get COVID. I really don't. The composer is kind of turning me down. I'm not exactly sure what he meant. He said my schedule is extremely packed, so from now on I'll just give you musical advice. So are you helping me or are you not? Are you scoring the short film for me or are you not? So I really don't know what to do. I really have no idea what to do. I may just have to replace it with some sort of copyright-free music, or maybe I'll ask someone else for help. Maybe I'll ask Retablo to help me do like a keyboard cover or something. Yeah. That's that. That is that. Not much else. Yeah. Clean slate. I'm so bored nowadays. I really am. And I'm feeling tired now again because it's jet lag. All right, time now is 9:05 a.m. on September 26th. Yes, 20x. I don't know. So, slept from 11:30 to 7:30, but I laid on my bed for like 1 more hour, so I left the bed at 8:30. I had a terrible dream where I was in this swimming pool and I had to race, and I was on the second floor, like the balcony of the swimming pool, and I had to go down the stairs, and I was with a race with like a bunch of other people, including Ronald from the school. Yeah, haven't seen him in years, and I was really fucking serious about the race, so much so that I ran really fast. I hopped down the stairs and I screamed, and then I did swimming, and then afterwards I hopped onto the other side of the swimming pool screaming. I was like, ah, and then there's like magically a bottle of alcohol there, and then I like gulped the alcohol like a barbarian. And it's been a long time since I've felt that adrenaline rush of like, especially sports. Oh my god, my hair is just like, especially with sports, it's like, yeah, it's been a while. So it's pretty interesting actually. And yeah, so there's that. And then I got arrested for drinking alcohol, I guess. But that's last night. So this morning I got more news and updates, I guess. So I am assuming that the composer guy cannot compose for my short film. So I reached out to Retablo last night, or yesterday afternoon, for help, and Retablo responded. And I just told him, can you just do a keyboard cover? So hopefully that turns out to be something. And then afterwards, I and Miriam had a time appointment, I guess, to watch Back Home, the horror film. Originally I planned to watch today, but I have to go to my mom's company, and I don't even need to go, but my mom already told her colleagues that I'm coming, and I don't want to add another movie watching thing onto the schedule. I don't want to pack my schedule too much, so we're going to do it on Saturday, which is nice because it's within September. I want to watch that within September, so it's perfect. Next thing you know, apartment TripleLink, Hossein from TripleLink still keeps giving me apartments that are more than $50. Please don't. I want anything max at $1,400. So there's that. And I don't want him to be annoyed at me, and I don't want to annoy him anymore. So $1,400. Please make it direct, quick, clean. Finally, I don't feel COVID. It's interesting. I don't think I'll get it actually, because last time I got COVID, I was exposed to Potter, who got COVID, and immediately the next day I got sick. But right now I don't. Maybe this is the different strand, right? Maybe this is just like, you know, I'll only start getting this COVID a couple of days later. But honestly, right now I feel fine. Yeah, hopefully I stay feeling fine for the rest of the whole week. And yeah, yesterday I spoke with Pink about job search, and she said that Stabs, the app, may not be the best option for me because I'm leaving in like 3 months. They probably won't even want to get me. B, they're not really great either. So I really need to use HKTA, but the thing is I can't log in, so I really need to find a way to log in. And also I should just go to Indeed job search and just look for like tutoring centers. They're a little bit more low paid, but A, money is money. B, they're a lot easier to find a job at. So I'm gonna do that today. Also, Pink mentioned that she went to Shenzhen for like a day, multiple times, and everything's better there apparently, like cheaper, nicer food. She had the best pork leg bowl of rice there, so okay, maybe I should go check it out. But again, in the pretext that my ass may get assassinated due to political reasons, so I don't know, have to consider, but I do want to travel a little bit of here and there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Moving on. Yeah, just want to meet interesting people, I guess. I just desperately need to. But yeah, today I'm going to go to my mom's company. I'm gonna bring my camera back just to show off the cool lenses I get. But if no one else there uses Sony, then it's kind of pointless. But my lenses are fucking awesome. Like every day I look that way and I'm like, damn, these are my babies, you know. I love these lenses. If I can, I would buy a Sony 20-70 because that's the perfect focal range for vlogging. But if only they got 20-70 f2.8. f4 is just not bright enough, I think. But yeah, I low-key regret not waiting until 20-70 comes out. But 16-35 is very nice though. It's very nice. So I got Pearl and Thunder. These are the names of my lenses. Pearl, Thunder. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Nothing all that insane or whatever. Tomorrow I'll be seeing Natalie and Cedric, so that's going to be an interesting bit. I also talked to Pink a little bit about how Natalie's acting really cold towards me. Like, she gives me these one-word responses, and Pink's like, oh well, she's busy, you know. And that's a very valid reason, but there are people in the US like, you know, Michelle or Tova, who I would text, and yeah, they're busy as fuck, but especially Naja, but they still talk a lot. Like, I talked with Naja a lot yesterday. Like, she asked me how's Hong Kong and everything. I guess it's just custom for LA people to be really nice and talk a lot, and hey, how are you? Just say hey in the beginning of a sentence, by the way. Like, I used to not do that. Before going to LA, I don't have the habit of saying hi or hey before saying something, but now I do. And it's weird because back then with Natalie and Cedric, I never say hey and then whatever I need to say. But nowadays I do that, and it's like, oh, I've never done that. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe I'm just California-sized. Maybe Natalie just doesn't find me that important. But either way, it doesn't really matter. There's this depressing air of like, you know, Pink told me, oh, everyone's busy and everyone got their own lives, and there's nothing more to talk about. Like, this is the final stage of a friendship. It's just like nothingness, basically. But yeah, that's that. Bro. gotta be fucking kidding me. Alright, time now is 8:54 p.m. Just finished dinner. Yeah, my dinners get later and later nowadays. It's rice, some beans, some flat beans, and some marinated chicken leg. Not chicken leg, chicken thigh, and a block of tofu. It's 卤水. But anyways, yeah, today nothing that crazy happened. I left the apartment at around 12 to head to my mom's company's office. And I arrived there, and it's as underwhelming as I thought it would be. It's not a lot of people working there. There are a couple of people working in the production department. Essentially, we film stuff, and I'm working there. Except our gear is like terrible, basically. We have the company has a Blackmagic 4K with very shitty lenses, and we barely have, like, we don't have V-mount batteries. We don't have many basic stuff. It's kind of a mess. And my mom, like, last night my mom told me about how, you know, the company's losing people. A lot of people are quitting because it's not a very well-paid job. And, you know, I need help. So that's probably the prime reason why I'm working there. Not really because of earning money, but to help my mom, essentially, which I will do. But yeah, it's pretty meh, I guess. There's nothing that fancy or interesting. Most of the people I used to see are just gone, are just not there. Instead I met two guys who also do production stuff, and one of the guys showed me the Blackmagic 4K. Honestly, I don't really know how to use it. I brought my own Sony. I might as well use my own Sony. So there's that. Now, yeah, there are actually, like, despite the fact that I've studied film in LA, there are still a lot of technical things that I don't really know, like the Ninja 5, which is this monitor, and you can plug it to the Blackmagic, and you could use that to record, as well as use that to see focus peaking and all that stuff, and the histograms and the color signs. I honestly have no idea how to use it. The guy also asked me if I know how to mount other stuff on there, like the wireless mics and the H6, which I thought is a Zoom recorder. It is a Zoom recorder, but you can also do mixing on it, which is pretty cool. But I have no idea how to do sound mixing. Like, don't ask me, ask Naja or something. So yeah, obviously I don't know. And then right off the bat today technically isn't even a work day, but I started working. I started doing small miscellaneous tasks for this guy who sits beside me, to transcribe some words from a video into subtitles. Even though there are already subtitles, I'm just typing it out again. We use AI to separate a voice, some vocals from some instrumentals in the back, and use Screen Record to record it because we're too broke to pay for the AI software. But we can listen to the final product, the audio, but we just can't download it. So instead, we just listen to it while screen recorded. And a bunch of other stuff. Mostly didn't do much. It's cool though. I think I got a lot of cool insight from this other guy who apparently did a couple years of high dip, which is high diplomacy, and focus on lighting. And apparently he's worked for tons of people, ranging from Fruit Chan to freaking Johnny To. And he actually calls Johnny To Doser, which is literally how people call him. But he said a lot of interesting stuff. Apparently grips and PAs are the same thing in Hong Kong, and grips are basically under the production team, under the production department, and the producers are essentially the executive producers. They don't do anything, and they just talk and chat. And the 在一品, which are also, I guess, in the production team, they are the real actual producers. And then And then yeah, it's just kind of, you know, it's very different. The Hong Kong film environment, there are not a lot of job opportunities here in Hong Kong when it comes to filmmaking. Like, apparently there are over 200 people every single year, or not year, but like in general in the film academy of film and BU, and only about 20 of them end up not giving up the dream of filmmaking, and only so few of them end up being, or at least trying to be, directors, because most of them end up being like, you know, G&E and cinematography and camera people, and that's pretty much it. I mean, G&E doesn't even exist in Hong Kong. And then yeah, and there are a variety of film schools. City University has a creative media major, which focuses more on like creative writing, and apparently Stanley Kwan is a professor there. Holy shit! What? So obviously it's crazy because the dude directed Rouge, and the dude has a film in the Criterion Collection, and that's enough of a reason, okay? And yeah, and then Poly University is more animation. So it's pretty interesting. It's a bit here and there. There's Open University also has film, but it's not really film, more like media, whatever. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I had lunch there as well. Big lunch with lots of rice and tasio and chicken. I didn't take any photos because I was like, you know, whatever. I was being in a whatever mode. More like I don't want to take photos in front of a bunch of strangers, but yeah. Big meal, and then, you know, my help cooked the dinner. I wish she didn't, because now I am in risk of being infected again. Even though I tested myself with a test kit this morning and it's negative, which is great. But I really don't want to get infected. Really do not plan on that. I got COVID once. I'm not planning to get it twice, especially in such an important period of time in my life, which is basically any period of time. But yeah, I don't want to get COVID, and that's pretty much basically it. I'm gonna go back to work tomorrow for my actual first work day, and I'll be able to use my camera to do fun stuff, which is exciting. So there's that. I got more news from, I guess, the Triple Link Apartments and the Universal Music for the copyrighted music. More updates, more emails. The big rooms are too pricey and they're all leased, so I gotta stick with the smaller rooms, but it's fine because it's cheaper. It's much, much cheaper. And yeah, it's gonna be packed, but if I can make it livable. I mean, this room is fucking packed, but I can still live in it. I still enjoy living in this. So, you know what? It's fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. I just gotta know how to live, you know, conveniently is all. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much else. You know, really making it in Hong Kong is tough. I realized this actually. You know, a few weeks ago, when I think about going back to Hong Kong, I think about tons of new opportunities and meeting new people, meeting interesting people. But will I though? I mean, aside from this work and tutoring, which I don't even know if it will actually happen, and some other small things, like I'm not gonna have that many opportunities to meet up with people and to like really like branch out. I'm forever going to be an outsider. Even if I go to a film set and I PA, I don't know how much will I be able to meet people if I'm not part of that crew and that gang all the way. Like, I'm very much an outsider. So I really don't know how much can I dig deep. So I really don't know. But I wish I do meet some interesting people at the very least. But yeah, essentially there's that. Not much else. Meeting Natalie and Cedric tomorrow, which is going to be cool. I talked with Natalie a bit. I essentially texted Natalie just now saying, oh, let's meet tomorrow at 12 at Taiku. And she's like, sure. And then she's like, what do you want to eat? A few minutes later. And I said, I don't know, just no American food. Maybe Japanese or Korean. And then she said, how about beef corner? And I had to give myself a couple seconds to think, what is beef corner? Until I realized, holy shit, it's Gyukaku, the Japanese shabu shabu restaurant. Which is hilarious. It's called beef corner. It's not called beef corner. So I laughed and I said, beef corner, that's a... Yeah, they should actually name the restaurant Beef Corner. And Natalie joked, saying, yeah, I'm so good at naming things. And then she immediately said, JK, JK, like, just kidding. That's the first time Natalie has joked in front of me for, like, 2 years, I feel like. I don't know why, but it has that feeling. And it's weird seeing and hearing Natalie as, like, a real life person again. It's just like, whoa, what the fuck? So I don't know. Tomorrow will be interesting, I hope. Alright, time now is 8:59 a.m. on September 27th. Slept from 12:30 to 8:45. Woke up by an alarm for the first time in a whole week. And yes, I'm sleeping later and later and later. I don't know why, but yesterday was so goddamn unproductive. I spent the whole day, like, yesterday I definitely spent, like, 7 hours at work, which is way more than I thought. But even outside of that 7 hours, it was like, I don't know, it was basically like nothing. Like, I filmed a review, Cantonese review, and I watched half a movie last night, or 3/4 of the movie, and it was only like 1.5 hours, but I almost fell asleep like 5 times. It's just terrible. I don't know what happened to me yesterday, and I didn't have time to edit college, I didn't have time to edit my Japan vlogs, I didn't have time to do anything, so it's awful. So, yeah, hopefully today that's why I set an alarm. It's so that I can do a bunch of stuff this morning. So here's the plan, right? Today I'm going to go meet Natalie and Cedric, which is very fucking exciting, actually. I don't know why, but this is the meetup that I'm most hyped up about, because it's been a whole ass year since I have met Natalie and Cedric. The last time I saw them two at once was back in, I think, July or August last year. And we went to a Shanghainese restaurant in Causeway Bay. That's it, you know. And I don't know, but ever since last night, I keep thinking about things that I could say to them. Like, yeah, I know that we all have different lives, but, you know, I want to, and I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm more expressive in English, but, you know, I got to tell them about Film 33 and, you know, my college, and I got to talk about, you know, my new writing ideas and how I want to change conspiracies. Yeah, in the last couple of days, I've thought about renaming conspiracies to something else, you know, and maybe Natalie can help me with that. I don't know, and I just want to talk about, like, just everything, really. In fact, last night, or this morning, I actually dreamed about them. But it was a nightmare. I dreamed about me, Cedric, and Natalie, and a bunch of other people older than me, I think, who are, I guess, friends of mine, started to hang out, but it was actually like a trap. We brought Cedric and Natalie to this weird underground concrete place. It was like a car park, and through a glass door, they see a couple of people, like dead bodies, or I think real, like, living people, but Natalie and Cedric, both of them have a mental breakdown, and they got really mad, and Cedric punched someone in the face, and I was like, if you want to punch me now. And it was like, and someone is trying to use their sadness, like their tears, for magical powers or something. It's really random. But yeah, you know, essentially there's that. But anyways, today I'll be meeting Cedric and Natalie at around 12, and we'll be having lunch for about 1.5 hours, and then I need to bounce. Yeah. and I'm going to go to work, and then that's gonna last till 9 p.m. and then afterwards I'm gonna have to take MTR back home, so I won't arrive home until like 10 p.m., which is late as fuck. So I'll probably take a shower, watch a couple episodes of anime, take a shower again, and then go to bed. So most of the stuff I need to do, I have to finish doing this morning. So that is the plan. And that's pretty much it. I have a bunch of stuff to follow up with. I need to check out HKTA, Teachers Association. I need to go to Indeed Job Search to search for more jobs, which I think is my best bet, actually. Yeah, I just need to I need to text Michelle and Tova and check on them a little bit, perhaps. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, the sleep was terrible. I don't know why, but I felt the AC is for some reason extremely cold today, and then I feel like I need to pee like throughout the entire sleep, and then my kinker hurts like a bitch, and I also woke up probably like 12 times in the middle of sleep today. So I don't know, not great, but it is what it is. Hopefully I don't get COVID. Bro is more lost than I am.
That's just you, isn't it?
Meet again. Dinner, heading home, or to work, office. Cái tên gì? Cảm ơn. Alright, time now is 10:56 p.m. So yeah, let's quickly wrap it up today, and then I'm just gonna watch a few anime episodes, and then I'll go to bed. It's gonna be great. So, so today was okay, I guess. So I went to see Natalie and Cedric, which is, I guess, my most anticipated thing, like, to do when I go back to Hong Kong, is to see Natalie and Cedric for the first time in about 8.5 months. And yeah, I went to Taikoo. I was actually I was late by like 7 minutes ish, or like, yeah, something like that, 10 minutes ish. And I ended up going to Gyukaku restaurant, which Natalie jokingly says beef corner, and to that I say cow point. But I arrived at that restaurant, and here she is. And when I first saw her, I was like, I actually literally said, oh my god. I know she's gonna look different, but she keeps gaining weight. And I don't mean this in a bad way. I'm like, you know, it's her body, her choice, but Jesus, she gained weight is what it is. Like, her face is way rounder and fatter, like her face cheeks are fatter. She's not wearing glasses now, which I'm not super used to, and her entire body is just fatter. And it's like, I almost like, whoa. And she also has never seen me with this long hair and mustache before. So for her, it's also like oh damn, you know. So it's kind of a crazy moment. Like it's 2023, by the way. You know, holy fuck, you know. And so I sat down, and it was awkward at first, but you know, we quickly. I was just, you know, we had to order food, and I was stunned, and I couldn't really order food. I couldn't think. I couldn't look at the menu or anything. And then Cedric arrived a little later, and apparently Cedric has a meeting at 1 p.m. So he only had about 40 minutes to eat food, to have lunch. So he just ordered a bowl of noodles. I got this rice set, this grilled meat rice set, yeah. So a few very interesting things. First of all, there are tons of things I want to tell them, like about Kuchio and about Leslie and about everything and my crazy life in LA and USC and blah 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 blah, and my story ideas. But honestly, I don't really have the time to talk about all of that. Second of all, it doesn't even matter if I tell them any of that or not, so I ended up not really saying all that much as expected. But there are a lot of like crazy shit that there are a lot of crazy shit that apparently had taken place that Natalie told me. But when Cedric arrived, Cedric looked about the same. You know, he's the only person who didn't really change a lot appearance-wise. I saw him, and it's him. But again, there's this air of change. Like, we're not the same group of people anymore. I asked Natalie when's the last time she's seen Cedric, and I thought that it's gonna be like, oh, it's been 19 years since I last saw him, or, you know, a few months ago. But no, it turns out he's seen him like 2 weeks ago, which is like really close in nowadays standards. Also, Natalie told me that Kingsley had found out about my YouTube channel. You know, when I started the YouTube channel and I wanted to hide it from people, the people I'm trying to hide from mostly is Kingsley and his gang, because when people like him finds out, he's gonna tell everyone and their fucking moms, and the entire school will find out, and I will be bullied to death, which is not ideal. So I'm happy that Kingsley found out eventually. It doesn't matter if he finds out or not, but it just goes to show that it worked. You know, I only told a limited number of people that I have a YouTube channel, and it's only 6 freaking years after I started the channel. Then he found out. Apparently it's the Oshinoko anime review. And he was like shocked. He's like, what the fuck? And he immediately told Natalie, because of course Natalie has to know. But of course Natalie knows already because I told her, because I didn't tell Kingsley, because I didn't trust him, and I'm not that close to him. So it all worked out at the end. So, you know, great news. And then there are so many more incidents. I guess it's okay for me to talk about shit like this, because this is far removed. I'm not going to upload this shit in my main channel anyways, but apparently Pink has contracted STDs from his girlfriend, from her boyfriend, who contracted STDs from his ex-girlfriend. And it was kind of a freaking mess. So, yikes. And it wasn't that shocking. I mean, I feel bad for Pink, but it's like, I know Pink is not a virgin anymore. Again, it's back to that stupid discussion. And the thing is, during our conversation today, we didn't talk a lot about relationships, because that's the thing now. Like, the moment you enter your 20s, all you can talk about are just romantic relationships, especially with Zara. Like, that's all Zara thinks about. But with Natalie and Cedric, it's like, there's not much to be said, which is great, because I don't want to fucking talk about it, because I'm a single, lonely motherfucker who just lost another girl. Like, I'm 2-0, basically. Right? 2 girls, and I failed both of them, essentially. And Natalie's like 5 for 5 or 6 for 6 or something like that. But this sex talk continues. So apparently Natalie told me Grant had found a new girlfriend, and it's like a celebrity who has 11,000 followers on Instagram, and is 19 years old, which is not that young. It's like a 2-year gap. It's a little awkward, but okay, it's whatever. And the thing is, it was during a weed party, like they were smoking weed together. That's how they met. And they were both high, and the girl was like, "Oh, do you want to come to my bedroom?" And he's like, "Sure." And then he's horny, and he asks her if he can fuck her. And she said, "Well, that's a shame, because if you don't date me, you can't fuck me." And Grant is like, "Okay, can I date you?" And then they fucked. And it's so stupid, okay? Congratulations. And I guess that's Grant losing his virginity, unless he's lost his virginity to Natalie already, which I hope isn't the case. God damn it. If Natalie loses her virginity, which will definitely happen in the next few months or something, I swear to God, or maybe it has already happened. I don't know. I don't want to know. I kind of do want to know, but I also don't want to know. If she loses her virginity to some guy, like, let it be like a nice guy, you know. Let it be a good person. Like this is not it, you know. But anyways, I digress. And then it doesn't end. So apparently, okay, Kingsley always texts Natalie like, "Oh, this is happening, that's happening, bro. You're stuck in 2019, right? Look at me. Look at Enoch. Look at my man Enoch. I am going to LA, like starting a new life, clean slate, meeting new friends, making new connections, having new storylines and story arcs. Bro, you're stuck in 2019. Get over it. Imagine having friends. Imagine talking to your old friends and maintaining a normal social life, you normie. You fucking normie." And he's complaining that he doesn't have enough of a sex life because of Olivia. Olivia is built like a VTuber. Like, she has a body of a skinny anime girl. What do you expect? I mean, just be happy that you have a girlfriend or something, okay? Just be happy that you're still with her. After how many years? It's been 4 years you're dating? For 4 years? Stable relationships? Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay. I'm so bitter. I love it. And then, furthermore, Tyrus also apparently texts Natalie a lot. I haven't mentioned his name for 19 years, but Tyrus is this guy with a British accent. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, British, yeah." And he, you know, he was the boyfriend of Pink's for a little while until, you know, the disastrous Form 4, where Pink sort of went insane for a bit. And Tyrus went to Sydney to study, and apparently he fell in love with another girl who is similar to Pink. Small, helpless, suicidal, probably slits her wrists, very cute, I get it. And they had sex, and Tyrus lost his virginity and called Natalie. Apparently Tyrus frequently calls Natalie and you know, rants to her. I don't do that because I don't need to, because I internalize all my pain and anger. Tyrus is so weak. You're so weak. You're so weak. You need to talk to people about your issues instead of internalizing them. What are you doing, bro? You're missing out. So, oh my God, just people losing their virginities left and right, I swear to God. And Leslie may or may not have lost her virginity. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. Okay, I don't need to. Leslie liked 2 of my Instagram stories today. I made one where it's about Fairwood and how it's like an important location in Enoch lore, because my lore is deep as fuck. It's like the Bible. And the other Instagram story is just like this cool cyberpunk Ghost in the Shell, industrial buildings and fucking, and anyways, I don't know. It's just, again, it's like December last year or January this year actually, when I found out that Leia's lost her virginity. I was a little disheartened, and I know Zara's a virgin, but Zara's, according to her, had reached stage 4, which I think means oral sex, or stage 3, which means groping, molesting even, which I just don't want to imagine. And I'm beginning to feel that. And then there's all this news that like basically news broke that apparently a lot of orientation camps, camps in Hong Kong University, Open University, and Your Mom University in Hong Kong have all these sex scandals where a bunch of teenagers start having feral sex. And I realize that it's a misconception that LA is extremely sexually liberal and people are fucking having orgies in the middle of the road or something. It's a misconception because LA is so sexually liberal that it loops back into itself and becomes not sexually liberal because people are so progressive that they accept loneliness and they accept not having any sex at all. People like Potter. Potter is, at this point, not interested in relationships or sex at all. Like, Potter just wants to be single for 5 to 6 years and live in a hermit. Like, Alex, the Brazilian guy, literally said the same thing. He's single, he's been single for 5 years, and he doesn't plan to be in a relationship or anything like that. Like, it's just looped back around. Or maybe it's just like the culture, because I'm a film major, and all film majors are sexually reclusive, socially awkward nerds. I mean, so I really don't know. And then there are people like Tyler and Benny, right? And Zach and Silali, who is definitely secretly having sex in Frank's house, for fuck's sakes. So yeah, I really don't know. But today it was fun though. Natalie was a lot more, I guess, nice in person. Maybe she's just a bad texter because she texts people with one word, but she talks to me as if we've been talking to each other every single week. But that's not the case. I don't tell her shit. I barely talk to her about Leslie. Especially, like, I'm fine talking to Pink and Zara and Miriam about Leslie, but I'm not okay with talking to Natalie because Natalie's important and she's someone I would like to impress. So it was almost like, if I get a girlfriend and if I, for no particular reason, how am I doing on battery? I'm good. Let's not go there. I probably won't tell Natalie right away. I'll probably wait a year or maybe 2 years and then I'll tell her and say, it actually happened 2 years ago. And she'll be like, what the fuck? Like, that's the plan, right? Everything I do in LA, I feel like, to a degree, I'm just trying to impress her. Because I'm still petty about the past and how much of a loser I was and how I miss out on everything. And people have cool photo shoots. People go karaoke. People look cool and I don't because I'm such a loser. So I've been, I don't know. It's just, it's really nice though. Like, Natalie and Cedric, they talk to me as if I've been speaking to them for every week. It's not true, man. It's not true. Honestly, I'm surprised that Kingsley and Tyra still constantly text Natalie. I just move on, just like that. Not because I don't have emotional attachments. Very much the opposite. I'm incredibly emotionally attached to the past. It's just that I have to, like, painfully move on. I am way stronger than these people, than these sex-having, traveling, cool people. I'm way stronger for some reason. I can just go into the fucking desert. I can just go into the across the Pacific Ocean and go to some ghetto and talk to some random person just to look for apartments around a university that nobody from my secondary school has ever been to, probably. Like, I am actually really strong and very weak at the same time. At the same time, I feel like I'm falling behind every single trend. Like, when we were 16, 17, it was cool to have friends, have lots of friends. It was like the cool thing. Like, you show off your Instagram followers. Like, oh my god, I have 600 followers. I have 400 followers. And it's a cool thing. But now it's not that cool anymore. So now I finally made tons of friends. And I can't really show off because it's not trendy anymore. And I know that's a really weird way of saying things. Like, it's as if I make friends just to show off. But it's just sad that I wish I was the cool person 4 or 5 years ago. I wish I was cool, but I'm just not. And same here with like romantic relationships. I think a year ago it was still a huge thing. Like, oh my god, he's dating that person. Oh. But like now it's just like, oh, okay. Ah, you have a girlfriend. You have a boyfriend now. You have one now. Hey, yo. And it's just not cool anymore. Or maybe it's still slightly cool. I feel like it's still slightly cool, but a year later, it's not going to be cool anymore. And by the time, if I ever get one, if I don't die with 12 cats by my side and be forever single, if I somehow magically get a girlfriend, which is ridiculous, will never happen, it won't be cool anymore. It's just not that cool anymore. So, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I like that people start assuming, though. Not start assuming, but there are a couple small moments, like back in January this year when I and Natalie were in the Fortress store in Taikoo, and I joked around saying, oh, you know how Radiohead fans are all virgins? She legit thought I lost my virginity. The fact that people think I'm capable of doing that is just wild. And then when I spoke with Miriam a few days ago and told her about Leslie, she said, oh, so did you two actually start? So she actually assumes that I have the ability to start dating someone. I don't know, because the thing is, I'm like a loser. I just pretend that I'm not. But anyways, I'm pretty disheartened, and like the idea of people having relationships and having sex just keeps recurring in my mind. And it's so fucking funny, because like when I was really close with Leslie, and you know, at some point I thought, oh my god, I'm really like leaving this mindset, like this, you know, I really don't care about people having relationships and having sex anymore, because I'm finally getting there, but everything fell apart, and suddenly I'm the same whiny, petty, bitter bitch all over again. It's amazing, actually. Apparently Natalie also looks at my old vlogs. You know, back in 2021, I would constantly talk about punching Natalie and whatever, and Natalie actually sees them. You know, I know Natalie subscribes to me, but I always assume that my vlogs, like these vlogs, are too long, they're too talkative for Natalie to really watch word for word, but apparently Natalie does to a degree watch word for word. For some reason, I thought you're busy. What the fuck? And so now she knows how I feel about her. I just want to fucking uppercut and side swoop her pancreas. So after the lunch, you know, Cedric left. I ate very slowly because I was just dead in the inside, basically. We went to a bookstore to look at some pens, and then we went to a Pacific Coffee in City Plaza, and we sat for a little bit. I know I'm going to be late for work. I don't care. I wish this lasts longer, because I have things to do with Natalie, or I have things to tell her, or I don't have things to talk to her about. It's just like, it's nice talking to her about like whatever. we played a game of chess on her phone because we have nothing better to do, and I lost the game. But the game lasted way longer than it should. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I actually have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how to play chess. I mean, I know the basic rules, but I'm not like a master or whatever. When I played with Leia 3 years ago, I lost in like 5 seconds, or more like 30 seconds. I don't know, but the game lasted way longer than I thought, so it's cool. I'm happy with the results. But she won. She checked my king multiple times. But yeah, you know, at 2:30 I left. Went to work essentially. And I have nothing to do really. I don't have a lot to do. Like even before having lunch, the guy who sits to my right was already sending me stuff on WhatsApp, like YouTube videos, with transcribes of titles. Not even transcribed, there are already subtitles. I'm just typing them out again. But it took me a long time because I had to have lunch. So I arrived there, and I don't have much else to do other than to write some paragraphs, write a couple paragraphs of Chinese a la paper 3. And I'm not good at that, but it's not much to do. And then to do another one of those, you know, audio, vocals, and instrumentals separated by AI thing. And then for a whole hour, I brought my own hard drive and I brought my own USB-C line. I just went to the hard drive and I started like just labeling videos. And I'm in the middle of the office and I'm just playing Film 33 BTS videos because that's how little I care. There are a few moments where it's literally a vlog video where I show my own face, which is embarrassing. But I'm not that embarrassed because it's 2023. I don't give a shit about anything anymore. So yeah. Did that, and then at 5:15, went downstairs to buy beef noodles, soup noodles, which taste really good, but it's kind of small portion, but really cheap. 40 Hong Kong dollars. That's 5.09 US dollars, and that's tax included. LA could never. Same bowl of noodles is at least $8-9 in LA. So hell yeah. So ate it up, and then went to another spot to actually begin working by taking photos and videos of a bunch of children. And it was kind of awkward because first of all, I look like a homeless person. My hair looks like a bird's nest. I have a goofy mustache. I'm like Salvador Dali. And I'm wearing a shirt of a Japanese skeleton. So not the most friendly looking guy randomly shows up, and there are 4 other girls about my age, maybe a little older, who are essentially helpers, teacher assistant in this class. And then it's a bunch of small kids, about 30 of them. And then a couple older, or 3 older women. One of them is the teacher and the other is the pianist. And I said nothing. I don't know a single person there other than the teacher because she's a recurring person in the company. And also the other woman who brought me there in the first place, or who told me to go there. I went there by myself and I almost got lost. But yeah, I filmed a bunch of videos, and at some point it's just like, yeah, it's cool being with those kids, but on a bad day, I probably can't deal with this many children for this long. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I also spoke with Tova and Michelle a little bit. Tova doesn't want to start editing until November. I kind of want to edit it earlier, but honestly, we have plenty of time. And I also spoke with Michelle a little bit, gave her a little update on my life. It's really different. Like, talking to a Hong Konger versus talking to an American is really different. Because in America, it's like, oh, how are you? How's life? Oh. And here it's like, okay. We don't even say hi. Like, Natalie asked me, so I joked saying that I look like a homeless person, and that became like they joked about it as if I said it not as a joke. I realized that one of the major differences between the past me and now me is that I joke a lot nowadays. Like, because I take myself way less seriously nowadays, when I saw Natalie, I was like, okay, you haven't seen me with this long hair, right? I want to keep this because I want to look like a homeless person, and it's a joke. And I said, oh, I'm going to have a haircut, and I'm going to look like a BTS member. Like, it's a joke. And they thought it's not a joke. They thought, oh, you're going to get canceled, though. Like, but it's a joke. Like, half the shit that comes out of my mouth are jokes nowadays, because that's how little care I have for myself, you know? But yeah, I digress. I just what was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think I'll ever see people like Tyrus or Kingsley or Topher or Grant or whatever. I don't think I'll ever see them or speak to them ever again. Which is like, who cares anyways? If I do, it would be very funny. It would be very funny. But I probably won't, and it's for the better. I mean, there's nothing back there for me. You know, people treat me like shit back then. I have all the more reasons to abandon everyone around me, you know. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I really don't want to think about relationships and whatever, but people keep bringing up this, like, ugh. So I don't know, man. I really don't. I honestly don't even think I'm gonna find anyone interesting during the 3 months, or more so the 2.5 months I'm going to be here in Hong Kong. Nor will I even get that much of a job here, honestly. So, yeah. Yeah. That's that. But yeah, I don't know. I think in the grander scheme of things, it's okay, I guess. It's like, again, the fact that I've made tons of friends, and Natalie was like, so you got what you wanted, right? Social life. And I'm like, yeah. And it's kind of great. I'm enjoying it. And I don't need to show it off, actually. Because there's bigger fish to fry. You know, I got middle-aged Mexican guys to fight. I got, you know, political regimes to resist. I got bigger fish to fry at the end of the day. But, yeah. It's cool. I wish more people tag me on Instagram stories, like, oh, Enoch, you know, his existence, you know, oh, you know, that would be really cool.